Yes.
village.
Yeah.
Well, Ned Kelly, there he is. Look,
That's him.
no kangaroos today.
Oh,
No, I'll see if I can find you one.
See if you can find a koala bear. Just stop and.
No, I'll get them out my back window.
how about alligator?
The drop bears are harder to find.
No alligators in.
Crocodile.
They're crocodiles in Australia, mate. They're real reptiles.
Yeah.
Don't mess around with that shit.
There's another person. That's two
Oh.
people.
I think it's the same person.
Stop watching my wife's ass.
That's no person. That's my wife.
That doesn't
Yeah, we
count.
don't mess around with those bloody sooky alligators, mate. We've got real reptiles here. They're called crocodiles.
Yeah, we
Just
got
12 foot.
we got the alligators here.
Yeah,
they're
just around 12
little
foot.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're only 12 foot long. We've got 20 foot long bloody crocodiles here.
Good Lord.
Hey, their heads on a crocodile is probably a good 3 feet wide.
Everything can kill you in Australia. That's
That's pretty much.
Right. Pretty much.
What about
Sitting
those
on the shit house.
spiders?
Sitting on the shit house can kill you in Australia.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. You read that?
I can only please one person today, not your day. Tomorrow's not looking too bloody good either. Buy that T-shirt. I want that T-shirt.
There we go. Here's old Ned.
Yeah.
What, are you going shopping right now? What is going on?
No, it's just this is
It's
obviously
supposed to be
the
working.
souvenir. This is a souvenir store. I'm on my way to Melbourne for a conference.
Oh.
So I've done about 800 k's the last 2 days. So yeah, we did 720 odd k's kilometres yesterday, and I got 300 to go into Melbourne. Or just under 300 in Melbourne.
Don't break down in the middle of nowhere. I saw a really
No, it's a
bad
company.
thing about that.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I can just hand my wife over. I'll be right. I can walk off.
Cut you up.
Oh,
That's great.
Yeah, stick with photography, not video.
Yeah, Jeff.
that's just. I keep forgetting the cameras and because I put my finger over there too. I do that. That's why I can never get a good family photo. I can just work out what this is. That's
Clark down under.
That's my wife. There you go. That's Denise.
Ah.
She can't hear because I've got the headphones in my ear holes. But yeah, I'm never going to be a videographer.
No, you're doing all right.
I've got a stick.
We haven't seen anything very exciting though, except your
There's
wife.
bugger all here.
Oh, it just shows
bugger
the
all.
big statue because I think he's.
I
I haven't
was
seen.
away.
it.
It was over the other side of the street.
That's Ned. Look, and
Come here, Nate.
he was actually that tall, wasn't he?
Yes. Monster of a man. So I'm going to get Denise to go and stand
And that's
beside
his
us.
trash can on his head, huh?
Yeah.
I hope you can see all this, Brian.
I can see all of you. I don't know why my video is not working.
You see the bolts on the side. See the bolts on the side of the head.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
how he
Right.
managed. I don't know how he managed to manufacture. Go and stand there beside him, I swear. I
He
don't
was
know how he managed to
actually-
manufacture that when he was in a hut.
Yeah, he was actually hanged in Melbourne jail.
On the day of my birthday, would you believe?
Really?
Now there's Denise. There's give you a size reference to the statue.
That's the one person in the town.
There you go. Get out of there.
Yeah.
She's very
And
shy
Glen
lady.
Yeah, she is very shy. Glen Rowan Post Office. All right, that'll do. I've got to go.
Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, you
Talk to
better
you next
go.
week.
Have a pie floater, all right?
I will. I've got to go and buy a couple of pasties.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Let me get this lighting right.
Or
Give me
buy the
split.
or
There
buy
you
the
go. I'll go-
cafe because it is for sale.
I'll buy the photography shop next door.
Yeah, you'd have
All
another
right.
$25.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
All right, mate. Talk to you later. See you guys.
See you, Ron.
Bye.
See you, Ron.
Zero.
And now you're going international now, have
Yes, you have. It's 3 Americans.
So, what I was saying was Brian, we were just talking about objections.
Yeah.
And Pippi came up with the objection, you know, people say to her, we've got no wall. We've got no wall space. So I suggested she answer them. First of all, whenever you get an objection, to agree with them.
Right.
And then to offer them a better alternative. So in this case, it was, yeah, I agree, you know, and a lot of people don't have wall space, but what we did, we realized this, so we've got this other little portrait box here. So
Right.
it's got a, you know, 10 photographs, they're matted, ready for framing, or you can just, and Warren showed us, you know, taking them out and putting them on the little easel. And you can have a different photograph a day on display. You can, or you can just keep the portrait box there for later when you want to frame them, or you can give them away as gifts. So there's many benefits, you see, of selling smaller prints.
Oh, for sure.
And the
Do you
high
sell
profit.
that, Brian? Like a box with prints?
Yeah, I have them in stacks of 20 or 10, and it's the same box. It's like a bamboo box that I get from Fineo. And if they also say they have objection, I also say portrait albums. So they can get an album, and yeah, it comes with digitals, basically, I say to them. So that can be on any coffee table, and it works for them.
So you've got to agree with an objection.
Right.
And then give them a better alternative. So give us another one, Pippi. Another objection that you might have had.
God, I don't know.
One that I get all the time
Yeah.
is just that asking about like the husband, and I always say to them, "What do you think the husband will think?" So it gets them thinking a little bit. So sometimes I just throw the question back at them.
Yeah, what do you think they would think? Yeah, because they can probably guess.
Right.
Yep. Okay. So there aren't that many objections, hopefully. And as I was talking to Karen earlier, not Karen, someone else earlier, about you know, when you take the photos, one of the most important things is planting seeds all the time. You know, you've got to plant seeds.
Mm-hmm.
When you're taking them, you can say, "Oh, gee, that was great. Look, Fluffy. Oh, look in his eye when I just took that photo. That was incredible. That belongs on the wall. Oh, that's going to be a big one for the wall. Wait till you see that one." You've got to really keep the enthusiasm up and plant seeds all the time. If your energy level goes down, theirs will go down. So you always have to get the energy levels up and keep it going up. Certainly it was very important with weddings. You have to keep the energy the whole day. Even if the energy of the bride and groom went down and the bridal party went down, you'd have to lift it back up. And it's the same with portraits. So you're selling all the time. You should be. Or at least planting seeds and getting them excited. The thing is that what we were talking about earlier, and I did a recording, by the way, of what Karen does, and we were talking, Brian, about selling straight after. If you're still there, Brian.
Yeah, I'm still here.
We're talking about, and I recorded it, and I'll put it on. I'll put it on in a circle about selling straight after the shoot. And I asked, because I think that's a thing I want to test with one or two photographers. And I asked Karen, how long does it take for Dean, who's a husband who does the shoot, to prepare for the viewing session? And she said about 10 minutes. So they do very little retouching. They do just bulk, you know, color correction, density correction if he needs it. But
sure.
The other thing is that Dean's a good technician, so the files are pretty good anyway. And for me, it's, and you'll hear it all on the video, but it's the ideal scenario that they have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, right? So they don't work those 3 days.
Okay.
And then they work 4 days. So they work 4 days, 4 days on, 3 days off, right?
Right.
So the number,
Nice.
yeah, but the numbers are,
Weekend every week. Yeah.
yeah, if you could get every week, right? So
Yeah.
they can do a shoot and sell 2 a day.
Mhm.
So it means they work 3 days doing that, right? And if
Mhm.
they can do that every week, and if they can keep up their average, which is around 1,000, that's 6 shoots a week at an average of 1,000, right?
Right.
That's 24,000 a month, which is about 250,000 a year, right?
Nice.
So they're simple numbers, and that's the plan they're working on too,
Mhm.
you know.
Good
And
plan.
and it suits their lifestyle.
Brian, do you have a studio that you work in?
I do. So I have a actually shared studio now, but I booked too many clients. I guess now it has to be myself. So I'm moving down the hallway from the building that I'm in now. So now it's going to be my own personal studio.
Mhm.
Because we were talking to Pippi earlier about she doesn't have a studio, but says she has got a garage that she can convert. And a lot of people, the same in New Zealand, does that very successfully. Dean and Karen, who I spoke to. I think Karen underplayed it a little bit about it doesn't cost much money. Actually, their studio, and I've been there, which is a double, probably not a double, it's about 3/4 size garage conversion, is fantastic. They've spent money in every way they needed to, right? As he said, they've got track lighting, so they've got all the lights hanging from the roof. They've got everything. It looks really, really good. But
Yeah, mine would look like a garage with a backdrop and some lights.
yeah, well, you can't do that. You have to think about doing it better.
Is there any place in town that you can rent a studio?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there definitely are. Yeah.
That might be
That's
worth
what
the
Brian
money
was.
putting down. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I used to do for quite a while until now I got in with these people. Now there's 3 of us, and then just in I guess next month is when I started on my own. So I have my own studio just because I have too many sessions and meetings. It's harder to share.
Yeah, I used to rent by the hour a studio. So just when I had a session I had to do indoors rather than outdoors, you know.
Mhm.
It got very complicated with the scheduling and just trying to, when people didn't turn up on time and all that stuff. That was the only issue with that. But it was really cheap because this guy had all the equipment there. You just had to
Mhm.
go in and use it.
Yeah, so there are a lot of studios around that welcome, some people to come in and rent, even half a day, or hourly, as Warren
Yeah.
said. So check that out. That's a better alternative.
You think, because if I have it in the garage, then afterwards we can come upstairs to my living room where I've set up a sales office.
Yeah, but you could do the sale in the studio.
Which is where I used to do it.
Yeah, same here. I did the hourly thing, and then I just brought the best canvases and sold it on the spot, and use their TV for the instead of projection. So I just plugged it in and did the IPS session, and there it was.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I had a light room.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go, you guys. So sorry I can't stay on. But
All right. Well, when we talk, let's talk about a few things. And in the meantime, look at global imaging and
yes, I will.
see if we can get you some different products.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone.